Good evening, good evening, good evening. Henry Wolf, Wolf Realty Advisors. I'm doing a video on another apartment complex I found. Excuse me, this is 636 units. Again, this complex is in Memphis, Tennessee. And I just wanted to show y'all the positives of real estate and how you can make triple your money by just investing in apartments. If you get 10 or 20 people together and you could purchase some apartments, how great of an investment it will be. So I did the numbers, and I'm just going to run through as if this were a cash only purchase. This is not, I'm not doing it as bank financing. I'm doing it as a cash only purchase. Why? Because cash is king, and I feel that if you have the available cash, this would be an amazing opportunity. All right, so here I go. This property is 3357 East Winchester Place. Cambridge Court is the name of the complex. It's available for sale by Woodyard Realty Corp. It's 636 units. And it is, they're asking $8,995,000. Now I know you're saying, man, that's a lot of money to ask for an apartment complex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the pictures, and just so you can see kind of what I've looked at. As you see, this whole building is completely boarded up. This building as well. However, inside the units, they look pretty good. You see what I'm saying? Some of the units are still boarded up. Some of them are vacant. But other than that, excuse me, this unit looks really good on the inside. I can see that the cabinets are out of this unit and it's boarded up. However, that unit, inside that unit looks good. So there are some renovations that have been done, and these two buildings are completely boarded up. But that's not what I'm interested in. And I'm going to flip the camera around so you can kind of see. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't need to flip it around yet. So, like I said, I did the numbers for this apartment complex. So I'm gonna show you the numbers that I did. And if it doesn't look good, just excuse me. Okay, I'll lay it down. So, the Winchester Street, the Memphis Apartments. The asking price is $8,995,000. It's 636 units. The property is currently 86% vacant and 14% occupied. The vacant units are 547 units. The occupied units are 89 units. So these numbers are not the exact numbers. These are just the numbers that I came up with after I spoke with the real estate agent. 47 units times $500 per month is a loss of $273,500 a month. Currently, the complex is bringing in has 89 units occupied, and they're bringing in $500 a month. So that's actually $44,500 a month. $44,500 times 12 months equals $534,000 that this complex is currently bringing in. However, with a complex of this size, the operating expenses, taxes, and insurance are almost, I'd say, $1 million plus per year, with everything that has to be done, management, maintenance, expenses. So there is a lot of loss potential with this complex being vacant. And I'm not sure if this is the complex, but like I said, I've been speaking to this agent about a lot of different complexes, and the owner just hadn't had time, or he fell sick, so he couldn't really do any work and continue to lease the place up. So my thoughts are, I would love to purchase this complex. So if I were to purchase this complex, and I can just kind of tell you what I was thinking, and I'm going to switch. Okay, so here we go. Let me put my head to the side. Okay, so this complex, my thoughts on it are, and if you want the shades on, I can put the shades on for you. I always keep the shades available, so I'll put them on. but it is nighttime, so I guess I shine even in the night. Okay, but jokes aside, I'm not a comedian. I'll take the shades off tonight. Okay, so I would not pay $8,995,000 for this complex. What I would pay, if I had the available cash, no bank financing, I would go with $3 million cash. I doubt that they'll take $3 million cash, but my hard offer would be $3 million cash. The reason I say $3 million cash is because I think that looking at this complex, they just got a number that was good with the potential cash flow that this building could make in the next 2 to 3 years. So with all that being said, they came up with the $9 million price tag. Is $8,995,000. They came up with that price tag based off of the potential of the building in 2 to 3 years. However, since 86% of the building is vacant, this is multifamily and it's considered commercial property. You have to go off of the rents or the rent roll of the property. You cannot go off of, well, hey, this is 636 units. The units are there. You just have to renovate them. No, the current rent roll is $44,500 a month, or $534,000 for the year, minus expenses, minus the taxes, insurance, management fees, maintenance. This property's in the negative. So no bank would give you financing on this property. That's why I say it's only cash. No bank would give you financing on this property because this property's in the red, and most Fannie Mae loans, they want 90% occupied. And this property's only 14% occupied. And that was at the time that this property was listed back in 2018. This is 2019. So it may even have decreased more, or it may have increased. However, when I spoke, like I said, when I spoke to the agent, he said that it was around 14%. So my cash offer to them would be $3 million cash, and I'd stand firm on that because, excuse me, let me take a drink if I have anything left. Polar Pop, Circle K is not endorsing this ad. Yeah, so excuse me. I would offer the $3 million cash, and the reason I would offer the $3 million cash is because this complex is in dire need of good management. It's in dire need of good maintenance, supervision, and the owner is already losing money. So, and then it was stated in the listing info that there was $1 million that was infused into this property for renovations. It couldn't have been that much renovations, or even if they used the $1 million, they're still 86% vacant. So meaning that money didn't go to where it should have to increase the occupancy of this property. So my offer, which is very low, would be $3 million. However, my contingency, I would be willing to go up to $4.5 million. And the reason I said I'll be willing to go up to $4.5 million is because this property is a gold mine. And when I say this property is a gold mine, you have 636 units. Let's just say I started at $3 million and they negotiated and we're at $4.5 million. If the owner is in this property for $9 million, that's hypothetical, then they're going to lose money regardless. So what's $1 million if you've already lost 5 or 6? So I'm going to stick to 3. But if I paid $4.5 million, the reason I would pay $4.5 million is because the potential of this property, 636 units times $500 a month is $318,000 per month. Yes, I said it, $318,000 per month. And that's if it's 100% occupied, no bank financing, you're using cash. All right. So then you have the $318,000 a month times 12 months. So just for that first year, you're looking at $3,816,000 that this property is going to bring you in. If I were to pay $3 million for this property and put $600,000 into the property. That's $1,000 per unit that needs to be renovated, so to speak. $1,000 per unit per renovation, 547 units currently that are vacant. I would still come out $216,000 on the upside, potentially minus expenses, maintenance, taxes, insurance, all of that stuff. So if I'm an investor, excuse me, if I'm an investor and I have $3 million cash, well, $4 million, because you're going to need something for renovations. I have $4 million cash and I can get this property for $3 million. Once I get this building 100% occupied, I said year 1, but let's just say year 2, you get it 100% occupied. You've made $3,816,000. You've made your money back in year 1. Well, like I said, year 2, year 1, it would have been, say you got up to $1 million. Okay, that means you made 30% of your money back. You're looking at a 30% cash on cash return for year 1. And then if you get it up to 100% occupancy, you're at $3,816,000. You invested $3.6 into the property. So you've already up, like I said, $200,000, give or take. And these are rough numbers. These are not the exact numbers. But like I said, so let's go to year 2 or year 3. I'm going to say year 2 because I have it year 1, 2, and 3. Let's go to year 2. Year 2, say all of the units are occupied and we increased the rents because we did a lot of renovations. So now we're bringing in $381,600 per month. That's for 12 months. That's $4,579,000. $200. Oh my goodness. You got to understand what I'm saying. That's why when I first initially said I would offer $3 million, but I would be willing to pay $4.5 million. And then on top of the $4.5 million, I'd also have an extra $1.5 million for renovations. So really, I'm willing to pay $6 million for this property. And the reason I'd be willing to pay $6 million for this property, because once this asset is stabilized, year 1, after all expenses, well, not after, excuse me, before, we made $3,816,000. Year 2, after we increased the rents, we made $4,579,000. Here's year 3. Say year 3, we had a turn of tenants, we got more tenants, and we increased the rent another year. We're doing $445,000 per month. That's $5,342,400 a year. Just in the first 2 years, if I were to pay my max of 4.5 plus invest $1.5 million into the property, it would be $1.2 million for the interior units, $2,000 a unit. That's what I would do. I would invest $2,000 per unit times the 547 units. That'd be $1.2 million. And then I would do the other $300,000 on exterior renovations, maybe siding, roofing, whatever else, maintenance, putting up a new fence, hiring a guard, so forth and so on for this property. So I'd be all in. My worst or best case scenario. It's worse for me because I have to pay $6 million because I want it for $3 million. But it's going to need renovations. So if I pay 4.5, I invest 1.5. I'm in it for $6 million. And after stabilization, year 1 and year 2, I've made, let's do this. That's $8 million. $8,330,000. $8,330,000. And that's a rough number because I'm adding as I'm reading. Okay, so if I paid $6 million, in 2 years I made back $8 million. So either I can break even or I've made $2 million. And the reason I said I break even is expenses, taxes, insurance, maintenance, all that stuff is going to come out that number. But if I break even, meaning I have all my money back in 2 years, oh my goodness. That means after 2 years, everything that I bring in as a cash-only deal is phenomenal. So my third year, like I said, 636 of the units occupied, 100% occupancy, $700 a month. That's $445,000 per month. For the year, that's $5,342,400 per year. So that means I've already been paid off. This property already gave me my money back, and now I'm doing $5 million a year. That's why they have the property priced at $9 million. They don't have it priced at $9 million because that's what they feel that it's worth. They have it priced at $9 million because they know once you stabilize this asset, this property is going to be a cash cow, and you're going to be making money hand over fist, and they're going to feel bad that they let this property go so cheap if they sell it below the $9 million asking price. But because 86% of the complex is vacant, they have to sell it below price. I'm not saying they have to sell it $6 million below price, but I would offer them $3 million. And the reason why is because it's 80% vacant. You ill-managed the property. You didn't put time into it. You didn't hire the right maintenance people. You didn't manage the property right. So because you didn't manage the property right, you're going to take a $6 million loss. And when you take a $6 million loss, that's on you. That's between you, your bank, your finance, whoever you got the money from. That's between you all. But I'm going to reap the benefits because I'm going to manage it correctly. If I have to be to the property with the managers every day, walking around with the maintenance man, walking around with the lawn care, walking around with everybody, I'll go ahead and do that. Because once this property stabilized, once I have my initial investment back, this property is going to be a cash cow. I mean, it's going to be fatter than a cat eating the fat, happier than a fat cat eating a fat rat. So for those 3 years, the total amount of money that we would collect potentially if this property was 100% occupied for those 3 years is $13,737,600. $13.7 million. That's why they want $9 million, because they see and understand the potential of the property. But as an investor who has to outthink the market, who has to use capital wisely, you have to understand that the capital that you're given isn't to be spent frivolously, because you can actually take the capital and blow through it. And I've seen in other complexes, they take the capital, they blew through it, and they actually don't have any capital available. And then what do they have to do? They have to shut the complex down. They have to board up the units, and they have to close it because they didn't manage it correctly. So me just touching bases with you, and I know previously I told y'all I was going to do, one unit, $10,000 per unit. And in all actuality, this would be $10,000 per unit. So this is part of the $10,000 per unit series. If I pay the $4 million, do the 1.5 renovations, I'm at $6,636,000. I'm actually a little bit under, but I just wanted to drop this video to show you all how important it is to invest in multifamily value add properties. Value add properties is where it's at. And the reason value add properties is where it's at is because in 5-10 years, if you want to sell this property, let's say you stabilize at $6 million per year. Well, we'll even knock off $1 million. We're gonna say $5 million a year. In 10 years, you would have made $50 million off a property you paid $3 to $6 million for. And hopefully you all catch on to the $3 to $6 million. So if you purchase this property and you're making $3 to $6 million, in 10 years, if you're making $5 million a year after taxes and expenses, you're looking at $50 million a year. At $50 million a year, you can buy the whole Memphis for, you know what I'm saying, for $50 million for the 10 years. You could buy every apartment complex and do the same thing. Every vacant apartment complex that has some occupancy, this is the opportunity to purchase those units from your cash cow. And then you can continue once you get that property stabilized. It's kind of like a snowball effect. You buy one value, add cash, fix it up, turn it over, manage it, stabilize it. Then you buy another one. Then you buy another one. Before you know it, you might have 10, 20,000 units. And if you have those 10, 20,000 units, it's a no-brainer. You can grow exponentially. You can grow to infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear would say. So just think about it. I'm over my 20 minutes because I get passionate about telling y'all about these properties, showing y'all the value. And even if we have some corporate money or hedge funds or anybody in real estate who has the access to capital, just check out my page, like, subscribe, check out these videos that I'm doing on multifamily value add real estate, because these properties can make you millions and billions of dollars. All you have to do is be willing to go into a area that may not be a A+ or B+ property, but with C+ properties, you can still make money hand over fist. I don't want to say you can make a killing, but you can make some millions. All right, peace out. Henry Wolf, Wolf Realty Advisors. Thanks again. It's late. I'm in the office adding up real estate, doing different things. If you like the videos, like, subscribe. And if you don't watch them. All right. Hopefully you all got something from it. And if you did, let me know. Leave a comment below the video. If not, thank you. And you have a great day.